Ukraine, President Biden urging Congress to act. Republicans say they want to tie U.S. border security to future aid to Ukraine. Police in Texas investigating a string of shootings yesterday in Austin and San Antonio areas. 6 people died. Police say suspect Shane James is facing 4 counts of capital murder. This is ABC News.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except a stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
WNSR. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off.
Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Throw me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
And a good Wednesday afternoon to you. Yes, it is time for the McFarland Show. Darren and Justin here with you for the next 2 hours. We are live in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Damon Keene is alongside, and we've got one loaded show for you today. New Tennessee Tech football coach Bobby Wilder, if I can spit it out, will join us in about 15 minutes. He was at Old Dominion for over a decade, now takes over the program at Tennessee Tech. So we'll talk to Coach Wilder coming up in about 15 minutes. Second hour, we begin with our Week 14 NFL Top 10. And then at 3:40, we're going to check in with former skipper of the Colorado Rockies, former skipper of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and longtime player Clint Hurdle at 3:40.
All right. Clint Hurdle.
Over at the baseball winter meetings at Opry Lane Hotel. And I did see, I believe it was Ohtani's agent who spoke today, and it was quite the throng of media.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
As we all wait with bated breath.
So we'll talk to Clint Hurdle at 3:40. This morning, Derek Mason, former Vanderbilt coach, now new MTSU football coach Derek Mason.
Yes.
He was sworn in the borough today as the next Blue Raiders coach.
Yes, oath of office time in Murfreesboro.
Yes. And I was there.
What'd you
nice
think?
Showing. I think that a lot of people came up to me and asked me what I thought. And my canned answer was not to be a smart aleck.
Wait till 2 p.m.?
No. No, that it would be
You didn't play that card?
a smart beep remark.
Okay.
I said, I like it. I'm here.
Okay.
The point is, there's not very many hires they would have made where I would have been there. I like it. I think it's a good move. If they hire a guy from Louisiana Monroe, I'm not there today. Sorry. Good for you. We'll talk about it today.
Sure.
Love to have him on the show. Not showing up to the Student Union Center or Student Union Building on the campus of MTSU for fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Okay? It got my attention. I like the hire. I don't know what MTSU, if people didn't think this was a good hire or a big enough hire, who did you think MTSU was going to get? Derek Mason has coached in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He has been a defensive coordinator at Stanford. He has been a defensive coordinator at Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
He has been a defensive coordinator at Oklahoma State.
That's right.
And he's been a head coach in the SEC.
He has.
What did you think MTSU was going to hire? I think it's a fantastic move. I don't know how it's going to play out. He's going to need help.
Yeah.
As I've said here on this show many, many times, you cannot succeed in your job if the people above you don't help you. You cannot succeed. It doesn't matter what line of work you're in. If you don't have help above you, you don't have a chance. He's going to need help.
Yes, he is.
He just will. And the people above him were there today. The people above him hired him. They were excited. The fans were excited. The alumni were excited. The student body was excited, and they should be. I don't know how it's going to play out, Justin, but quite honestly, I think hats off to President McVie and AD Chris Massaro, because I'm not so sure I thought they could pull off Derek Mason. And I know Derek Mason wasn't coaching. He was doing broadcasting.
Yeah.
But he talked about it today. It sounded to me like he was ready to jump back into coaching.
Oh, yeah.
But in the NFL. To be an assistant coach or a
position
coordinator,
coach or
a position
something.
coach
Yeah.
in the NFL. It looks like he was ready to go back to the National Football League.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good hire. That's my take. And that's the reason I was there. I was impressed with the hire. No offense. There weren't very many realistic names. Tim Banks, nice guy, I'm sure. Vince Ferrara has come on here and told us about it. I probably wouldn't have been there today. We'd have talked about it.
Sure.
We'd love to have him on the show.
Yeah.
I'm probably not at the press conference today for Tim Banks. No offense to him, but I really like this hire.
I think three main points I want to make about this before we get to phone calls here. And that is, number one, Derek Mason and his knowledge of the state of Tennessee going in the door is a massive plus. He got up there and talked about Rutherford County being a bed of talent, and I wasn't in the room. You were in the room, but I heard the crowd,
the people shaking their head. Yes,
I heard the energy shift in the room.
Justin, it's a bone of contention. We talked about it on the show.
Yes, it is. Oh, I could feel it through the phone. Okay.
Yes,
that the people in the room really, really, really want the local talent there in Rutherford County to stay in Rutherford County, and he was there preaching to the choir this morning.
Do you know where that Rutherford County talent is going? Everywhere else.
Everywhere else. I was going to say
a lot of places,
Memphis, UT.
I was going to say a lot of SEC teams.
Yeah.
A lot of SEC teams. And I've talked to people in Rutherford County that MTSU wasn't even sniffing, and yet SEC schools or schools, bigger than MTSU, I've got the air quotes, right? Bigger than MTSU were sniffing around or were talking to them. MTSU wasn't. So I know it's real.
Yeah.
I know it's a real bone of contention with alumni and the fan base. And yes, I was there. What you felt was real.
Yeah. Oh, I could feel it. Right. I was like, oh, man, that felt like everybody was feeling that. All right. The other two things very quickly. They wanted a larger-than-life personality. Derek Mason checks that box. He is a bigger-than-life, ultimate rah-rah, slogan out-of-the-box kind of guy. He is a walking T-shirt, a walking bumper sticker. He spit out 3 to 4 things today that are made for, dogs got to eat, We got good bones here, whatever it is. He's walking with that stuff all the time. If that's what you want, he checks that box. The other thing about Derek Mason is this, and I want to be very, very clear about this. People are judging Derek Mason on his record at Vanderbilt at 27-55, and that's all people see. They see a loser because of what he did at Vanderbilt at 27-55. He took Vanderbilt to 2 bowl games, okay?
I thought it was 3. Was it just 2?
2
okay,
bowl
I thought
games.
It was 3, but okay.
It could be 3.
No.
It was counted as 2. We've been reporting 2 all morning. Okay. Be
It
that
doesn't
as
matter.
Be that as it may. And we've been here a long time.
Yep.
There are a whole lot of people walking the planet that's taking Vanderbilt to 2 bowl games or 3, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, they've been playing football at Vanderbilt since 1902, as far as I can tell. 1902. That's 120 seasons or so. Derek Mason is 6th all-time in wins at Vanderbilt with 27.
Right, you're making a point.
Let it swirl around for a second. I know, well, that doesn't sound very... Let it swirl around for a second. If he's 6th all-time over there at Vanderbilt
with
27 wins, is that on him or is that on Vanderbilt? That, because 27 wins wouldn't scratch the surface at most schools. See where 27 wins get you at Tennessee or get you at, wherever else. At Vanderbilt, it gets you 6th all time. So, that it seems like a guy who kind of understands what to do. The question is, what happens after that?
615-844-5600 is our phone line. We'll head to Cookeville and talk to Bobby Wilder, their new football coach, here soon. Let's go to the phones. Tony in Nolensville. Tony, what's up?
Guys, thank you, first of all, for taking a call this quick. I know the format of the show, and thank you for letting me call in this quick. We got off the air yesterday. I went back and looked at it. I knew we were up against the break, so I got off the air, and you were asking a question, Darren, and I want to apologize to y'all on that. Now, you were asking who did I think would be a good fit at Austin Peay or a good catch. First of all, congratulations, Derek Mason. I'm happy for you. I think Derek Mason will have Middle in a bowl game before Clark Lee has Vanderbilt in a bowl game. I'll say that right now. And I do think that it was a good fit and a good hire. I think it's a good combination. Now, what's going on at Austin Peay, who I would love to see, a coach with stability, a coach that's recognized and known, a coach that knows the collegiate level, professional level, the FCS level, a coach that don't need the money, a coach that can recruit, a coach that we all know. Do y'all know who I'm thinking
You're
of?
talking about Jeff Fisher?
Bingo.
Yeah.
That would be a big splash in the water. He's been wanting to get back into coaching a couple of years ago. Y'all know how many jobs he wanted. He ended up, he's got his son over at TSU.
Tony,
a son and his father.
Tony, I don't want to burst your bubble. I don't want to. I know you're excited about, and I get it.
Too big?
No,
not going to happen.
No, it's not. But here's the deal. Why would you want Jeff? No offense.
No.
I
know why you would want Jeff Fisher. No, Darren. No.
I know why.
No, Darren.
But Austin Peay needs what they had in Scotty Waldron.
No,
they need a young, energetic guy.
No, because they're going to leave. They're going to leave. He wants someone who's going to stay.
We've had that energetic guy, and they're a stepping stone. I know what Austin Peay is. I understand what Austin Peay level of FCS is. It's all over the country. However, I think you can still make a big splash with somebody like that and get the recruits in. And I don't think with their age they're going to go anywhere or want to go anywhere else. They want to get back into coaching. That's the way I see it.
I understand that.
I understand you, Tony. I'm on this now. I don't think Jeff Fisher's going to come there, but I understand why you would want him for stability.
Well, first of all,
that's what I'm looking at because we get another young man in there that's got the same charisma. That's what it is.
Guess what?
He can go out and talk to everybody, be everybody. Everybody loves him. Next thing you know,
it's not a bad thing. Whenever look, I understand it as a fan base, as a fan. I get it. It's not a bad thing. Whenever look, if people are always coming after your guy, that means good things are happening. Good things.
That's a
Guess
good
what?
thing.
Guess what? Nobody's ever coming after, Vanderbilt coaches.
You're right.
So, I mean, would you want to have
Not
a
unless
program where
they're
nobody
5 and
wants your
6 3 or
coach?
4 years in a row.
Well, don't say ever. Somebody came after James Franklin.
Excuse
They
me?
came after
No.
DiNardo.
Hold on. No. Nobody was coming. James Franklin was looking hard. James Franklin had his agent out there beating down doors to get him out of Vanderbilt.
Okay.
They weren't calling him.
I understand.
It's not like they wouldn't have, but his agent was doing a lot of work behind the scenes.
I understand.
I'm
Darren
just
and
simply
Justin, if you
saying
got
it's
Middleton
not
doing
Tony.
this-
Hold on. I'm just simply saying it's not a horrible thing. There are stepping stone jobs. And guess what? If guys are coming in for 4 or 5 years and tearing it up and moving on to something bigger, while I understand a fan base getting tired of that, it means you're doing a good job at your school. You keep hiring good
Absolutely.
coaches.
But let me ask you, Darren, and I'm not arguing with you. I'm loving your points. I think we're all making solid points here. But I think if Jeff Fisher was to, if it happened, I don't think he'd be looking to go to anywhere else. And if he did well at Austin Peay, I think the fan base would grow even bigger. And I see your points. I really do. And I tell you what, I'll just say it this way. If they was to go down that road and pull that off, that'd be a hell of a hire.
It would be. I just don't. I give it a 1% chance.
And I hear you. But I wanted to call early. I wanted to
I appreciate
clear
it.
yesterday while I got off there because I knew you were up against Frey. You got a loaded show today, guys.
We do.
Candace Lee is over there trying to fix her mess. Let me throw this one thing at you guys. I don't know if
We
y'all
got
did
to
this.
make it quick, Tony, because then we got to roll.
All right. This come from my buddy Clay today.
Okay.
Vanderbilt basketball tonight is a underdog in their own gym. The first time in a long time I can remember against a non-conference, non-power 5 team.
San Francisco.
Think about that.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
I know.
See you guys.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tony.
Good stuff. We're off and running here on this Wednesday afternoon. We'll come back. We'll head to Cookeville. We'll bring in their new football coach, Bobby Wilder. We'll do that next here on the McFarland Show.
When was the last time you did something fun with family, friends, coworkers, and clients? What if I told you about a place under one roof that offers affordable entertainment for all ages? That's what you'll find at Strike and Spare Family Fun Centers in Donaldson, Hermitage, Tusculum, Hendersonville, and Murfreesboro with bowling, games, food, drink, and entertainment for all ages. Enjoy an enhanced experience in Hendersonville or Murfreesboro where they feature additional fun with bumper cars, laser tag, roller skating, and more. All locations are open 7 days a week, including holidays. Visit online at strikeandspare.com. Strike and Spare, where fun is bowling.
Gas, groceries, utilities, you name it, the price of everything is going up, and if you're stuck in a bad timeshare with rising maintenance fees, the financial burden can be crushing. It is time to get your finances in order and get the real facts about that timeshare that you are stuck in and your options to get rid of it. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has been helping families out of horrible timeshares for over 10 years and has put together a complete timeshare exit information kit that he will send you absolutely free. To date, over 30,000 families have trusted Wesley Financial Group to help them out of financial hardship by getting them out of bad timeshares. Get the facts about how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation. Simply call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit and see how you can become timeshare free. Call 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. Once again, 800-462-3333.
In Tennessee, 967,430 people struggle with hunger, and 295,570 of them are children. That's 1 in 7 who struggle with hunger, and 1 in 5 are children. People who are hungry are not necessarily living on the streets. They may be in your child's classroom, in your neighborhood, or just down the street. In addition, many of these people live in food deserts, which are areas more than 10 miles from the nearest grocery store. Often there are limited resources to get food, and the only option is fast food or convenience markets. While processed food may help with hunger pangs, it provides little to no nutrition. What began in 2008 as a dream to buy land, grow food, and give it away has recently developed into a way to serve and impact more individuals in the community. God has blessed our mission to be a healthy food source to those in need so much, By Faith Farm had to create a nonprofit to continue meeting the need in the community on a larger scale. Visit ByFaithFarm.com to get involved. That's ByFaithFarm.com.
Attention high school sports fans, are you an armchair official? You know, the parent or fan who constantly yells at the referees and loves to let everyone know just how bad you think they are. Well, if you think you could do better, then get in the game and prove it. It's time for you to suit up and make the calls where they actually count. Every sport in Tennessee needs more officials. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
This is the Greg Vogue and John Burton Show.
I'm not surprised, and I think Kevin Byard gets it.
Producer Debbie is not happy.
Well, she shouldn't be when they ran off Jeff Fisher. That no one was happy about that because everybody loved him. It was all business. He's due $14 million next year, okay? Not going to be on the roster next year. Get something for him.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Rolling along on this Wednesday afternoon, we are the McFarlands. Darren and Justin here with you. We are live at the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Don't forget, every day you can watch the show too. Sometimes we get dressed up. We do. We'll wave at you. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Let's head to Cookeville. Let's bring in Tennessee Tech's new football coach. And Bobby Wilder is on the line with us. Coach, how you doing?
Fired up, living the dream. The McFarlands get dressed up. How about we get you dressed up as a couple of Golden Eagles?
Well, that will work too. Justin is on
I got
television.
outfits for you right now. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go.
Now, we're big boys, so we're going to need a couple X's before that L.
We can supersize it.
So, Coach, why was Tennessee Tech a good fit for you?
I got a lot of family in this area. I love it down here. I've been down here the last 5 years, every holiday. I got some family going towards Nashville, about an hour from here. So I like the area. I like the fact I'm here now because I'm really close to all my family. I like the president, what he wants to do. The athletic director I've known for a lot of years. He actually said no to me, guys, back in 2006 when he hired Watson Brown. I haven't met or talked to Watson yet, but I'm going to give him a hard time. He stole my job back then. But, I like it here. I like the people, like the area. They want to win. So anytime you can take over a program that's thirsty and hungry to win, you've got a shot to do some things to improve.
Watson Brown does a weekly hit on this radio station, so he could easily be listening, Coach. So he could be listening.
I didn't know. Well, I'm gonna have to call in. I'll have to call bomb him at some point.
We will certainly pass along to him what he did to you in 2006.
Yeah, please do. I'm gonna get him on a golf course at some point. Take his money.
So talk about your time at Old Dominion. Obviously, you started up that program after it had been dormant for a very, very long time at the FCS level, moved them in to FBS. What was your time like there at Old Dominion?
Awesome. Loved it. I lived the dream there for 13 years. But it was similar to what I've got to do here, and that when I got hired there, it was you got to go. You got to get out and run. We didn't have a team for the first 26 months, so I was all over the place. First 365 days, I did 300 speaking engagements. I was the king of the Rubber Chicken Tour, out speaking and raising money. And I got to do that here. I got to raise a lot of money, but that's fine. We got a big stadium project going. It's upwards of $60 million. They're going to put a shovel in the ground here coming up in the spring. And then I'm going to raise $15 million to build a football facility so that way we can rival the teams that we're competing against. And that's all part of the job, guys. And then I got to turn the kids around, get the kids to start believing what they can do. And my reputation is offensive football, explosive. I had the quarterback who's with the Falcons now, Taylor Heineke at Old Dominion, and he had a game for me where he was 55 for 79 for 730 yards. So I need to find that quarterback that can do that, because if we're explosive on offense, guys, a lot of people don't know this. Tennessee Tech had one of the top defenses in the country last year at FCS. They only gave up 19 a game. So if I can get the offense and the special teams to work with that defense, we got a shot to be good right away.
How do you get because Tony Romo came out of the OVC. Let's go back to Taylor Heineke. How did you get How did that story? I'd love to hear the story. I've never heard it. How he ended up at Old Dominion.
Oh, this is a classic. You guys are gonna love this. So he was Player of the Year in Georgia back in 2010. Threw for over 4,000 yards, but he was 5'11", 175 pounds. So wanted to play in the SEC. Wanted Georgia Tech. Somewhere down there. Everybody loved him, but he was too small. So that's what you get at the time. We were FCS. We were CAA. So we were the same level as Tennessee Tech. That's how you get a quarterback that's an NFL quarterback. There's got to be something wrong with him that the SEC won't take him right away. And that happened with Romo and Garoppolo. You guys aren't going to believe this stuff, but Eastern Illinois, I spent a lot of time out there this fall. My son, Drew Wilder, is the starting center at Eastern Illinois. So I've been watching Big South OVC football all year. They got a good package on ESPN Plus. I could watch all the games. But Eastern Illinois got Garoppolo, Romo. I mean, they had Sean Payton coach there. They've had some great ones come out of there. And they went 8-3 this year in the league. And same thing, they got a quarterback. They got a grad transfer quarterback, Pierce Hawley from Georgetown, and turned their program around 2-9 to 8-3. So it's doable, guys. I gotta find that Taylor Heineke somewhere to run my system.
Well, this is a good state, as we know. I think it's a very underrated state. I went to the Derek Mason press conference this morning down in Murfreesboro. He's the new head coach at MTSU, and he talked about how fertile Rutherford County is, how fertile this state is, and I'm sure you're about to find that out as well. I don't think people around the country.
I agree with him, but you were at the wrong press conference.
I know you had yours today.
You go Derek Mason over Bobby Wilder? Are you kidding me?
Well, Cookville's a little further out from us, sir. I'm sorry. It's a little further down the road.
I respect it.
I live in Rutherford County.
At some point, though. You're coming here, though. I got a barbecue spot downtown. You guys are coming here.
Coach,
at some point.
I live in Rutherford County, but you didn't bring up to me that you were going to give me swag. I probably would have been in Cookville today. So you didn't say that. I'll wear it
right now. It's in the corner of my office. Is it double X? What
triple?
X do I on it?
Triple. Let's go
All
triple.
Right, yeah. Hey, we'll get you a triple. I'm a little light old lineman in the spring, so for the triple X flag, I'm going to need you to run some inside drill for me.
I've got a torn ACL. I probably won't be very effective.
Okay. All right, we'll cut you a break.
So I happened to look at the schedule, and lo and behold, Bobby Wilder's first game as the head coach at Tennessee Tech is in Murfreesboro against MTSU next year.
I got to reach out to Derek Mason at some point. We coached against each other. I think it was 14 Old Dominion. We came down and played Vanderbilt, and I was cross sideline from Derek. Got to talk to him, meet him. So I'll catch up with him at some point here. We got a little rematch going with different, we're wearing different hats. But hey, so after Murfreesboro, I got a very intimidated Kirby Smart right now because we go to Georgia week 2.
Yeah, I did see that. I wasn't going to bring that up, but I did see that.
Well, no, I don't know if you guys heard Kirby today. He's like, who the heck scheduled these guys? I don't want this game.
Wow. I did not hear Kirby say that today, but okay. If you say so, Kirby.
No, I didn't either. But, hey, you got to pay some bills sometimes. You know what I mean?
He's probably in a bad mood right now.
Yeah,
he's definitely in a bad mood, man. Hey, honestly, guys, they're one of the best 4 in America. If you're going to pick your top 4, they're one of the best 4 in America.
Well,
that's a rough one.
Somebody was going to get the short end of the stick on that one, Coach. No matter how
You're
you
right.
sliced it.
Next
No matter
year
how you
won't be a
sliced
problem, though, right?
No, that's the goal.
Talking about who was 13 and 14.
Yeah, well, hopefully. And now, Coach, let me ask you, how does NIL affect a coach like you on a level like yours? We think about NIL in the Power 5 level, but does NIL affect someone on your particular level of college football?
Absolutely. I'm working on that right now. If you've got here's the deal, guys. If you've got a donor base, you can do NIL anywhere. You can do it anywhere. And it's not the same dollar amounts. I'm not paying $5 million for Arch Manning or a Caleb Williams. Obviously, the dollar amount's smaller, but you can do that anywhere with your players. There's some people at FCS that have got some funding going, much smaller amounts, obviously. But yeah, it's definitely a factor, guys.
what about the transfer portal as well? Now, you're a gentleman who has been in this business a long time. I'm sure that you are a guy who probably brought kids along. You bring them in as freshmen, you grow them. By the time they're juniors and seniors, you've got prime players, and they're out there producing for you. And you kind of keep the circle going. But now things have changed to where everybody's almost one and done on certain levels here. How have you had to adjust with the portal and people jumping as much as they do?
Guys, I built Old Dominion football on the portal. I mean, on transfers. When I got hired, remember, we didn't have anybody. So that first year I was playing, I was not going to play with 100 18-year-olds. So I went to California, got a bunch of JUCO transfers, got a quarterback, Thomas DeMarco from Palm Desert, who played in the CFL for 6 years. That was my first quarterback, and I had to get a bunch of linemen. Imagine trying to play Division I football with a bunch of 18-year-old linemen going against 23-year-old D linemen. I mean, that's not going to work. Those kids are going to get murdered. So I had to do it early on. I've done it my entire career. It's like stopping instead of going to the grocery store, guys, you're on your way home, you stop at the convenience store, get something quick. So every year you go into the portal, hey, I need a lineman. I need a taller wide receiver. I need a field corner. That's kind of what you always do in recruiting. I know some guys like Dabo Sweeney who don't agree with it, but everybody else does it. You can quick fix some positions. And guys, my background is I played quarterback in college. I've coached it my whole life. Every single year, I'm trying to replace my quarterback. Every year. I want competition at that position because I don't care what level you are. If you have a quarterback, you're a smart coach. When Heineke was thrown for 730, I was hot, man. People thought I was smart. My last year at Old Dominion, my quarterback, it didn't work. I had some injuries. Then I was a dumb coach. So you got to have a quarterback, right? I mean, look at the Titans right now. They're trying to develop the young guy, but, Vrabel went from being, the next Bill Belichick to now, hey, is this guy, is he a good coach? And Vrabel's a great coach, but it's the quarterback, guys. You got to have one.
Coach, I've spoken with President Oham, not recently. It's been a few years since I've gotten out there and spoken with the president there. And he has emphasized the importance on having a great student experience. And he has emphasized to me, if the students are not having a great experience, then the chances of them wanting to bring someone else here is low. And even with Chris Massaro out there at MTSU, they also emphasize winning conference games, winning championships, having great student experience. And when you're not winning, you're not having great experience. What is the key for you as far as bringing great experience? Is it just winning or is it other things?
That's a great question you ask. I've been doing this for a lot of years. The places I've been where we won, the students were there, and they were having a great time. If the team wasn't winning, they weren't showing up. Because if you think about it, guys, think about the options they have. There is so much now for students to do, particularly on the weekends. A lot of them are going home. A lot of them got jobs. But if you say, hey, wait a minute, we're winning or we've got this going, we've got this in the tailgate or we got this fan experience, or we got something that might entice them. Most importantly, win, and then you got to do some things that make it fun for them. Otherwise, they're not going to be there.
Coach, I know the Conference USA has tried playing football games, especially this past year, on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights and trying to do some unconventional things because the competition around them on Saturdays especially is so heavy. And, Thursdays are even crowded now with NFL games and things like that. As a coach, how do you feel about playing games on Tuesday and Wednesday in the middle of the week?
Hey, let's roll the ball out Monday morning at 6 a.m. I don't care. Let's go. Let's play. Hey, guys, I will say this. The one thing I was really impressed with, Big South OVC, they got to deal with the ESPN Plus. So all their games are on. Like I was personally at 3 of my son's games this year. I was at 2 at Eastern Illinois, and then I drove from the Virginia Beach area up to Pittsburgh, saw him play at Robert Morris. But the other 8, I got to watch them all. So I can present that in recruiting, to parents. Look, if you can't make it to a game, you can watch your kid play. So, I'll play whenever, guys. When I was in Conference USA at Old Dominion, they didn't do that. I think they were late with it. The MAC did it first. So, you had MACtion, and everybody talked about MACtion, and that was a great job by that conference marketing. And now Conference USA lost a lot of teams. You guys saw that. Even Old Dominion, where I was, went to the Sun Belt. Sun Belt put 12 out of 14 teams in bowl games this year. That's remarkable. Everybody in the east of the Sun Belt is in a bowl game. Think about that. All 7 teams are in a bowl game. So They did it. They were smart. They moved. They're going to move some games now. You've got to do that. If you're a mid-major and you're trying to get eyeballs, you got to go when you can get eyeballs.
I got to ask you, because I'm just being honest, and I want to know. You took a program from FCS to FBS. Is there a reason you're in Cookeville? Are those discussions being had? Maybe going FCS to FBS, and you're the guy to do it?
No, that's not even on the radar. I hope they don't ask me that.
Okay.
I want to stay at FCS, guys. I cut my teeth in FCS at Maine. Playoffs, captain my senior year, quarterback, awesome. I love the playoffs. I love the win in advance, like the basketball tournament does it. It's awesome. The biggest challenge, and what happened, guys, at Old Dominion, we crushed it early in FCS when we started. We had the best startup program in the history of college football. We were 38-10 in our first 4 years, back-to-back top 10 finishes, back-to-back quarterfinals in the playoffs. And then when we went up, it was hard for the school for the commitment to meet the expectation. Then we started playing Virginia Tech, North Carolina. We knocked off Virginia Tech in 18 when they were undefeated, number 10 in the nation, and everybody thought, yeah, hey, they can do that. Well, it's hard when you're a mid-major and you got to play money games and you're expected to win and you don't have the same level of funding. So you watch all the teams that have moved up, other than schools like, say, Liberty that's got, makes $90 million a year with their online class presence and has endless amounts of money. If you don't have endless amounts of money and you go from FCS to FBS, it's buyer beware.
Yeah, good points. Well, I can already tell you're a hell of a recruiter. You've offered us free swag and barbecue, so we're ready to sign up.
Barbecue. I expect you guys up here at some point. Call me anytime, guys. Would love to be on. Want to get the message out about Tennessee Tech, this program, this school. I can't wait. When I get my feet under me, I'm going to get on the road, get out to the high school coaches, because you're right. There's good football around here. We've got 40 kids on the roster that are from Tennessee. I want to keep doing that, keep Tennessee kids here, and go win some football games for Tennessee Tech. Wings up, boys. Wings up.
Impressive. Really appreciate your time. Good luck with everything, and we really look forward to doing this again and meeting you
Thank you,
sometime
Coach.
soon.
Yeah. Awesome. Hit me up anytime, guys. Thank you.
All right. That is new Tennessee Tech football coach Bobby Wilder, and we do appreciate him joining us here on the program. And look, that dude's got energy, man.
Wings up. I mean, think his wings are already up.
Holy moly.
He is flying out there in Cookeville.
When you hear the term hitting the ground running,
yeah,
I think he's done that.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's, and listen, Cookeville and Tennessee Tech is a very proud folks. They're proud people out there. Putnam County, a very proud school. They want to win. I know they do. And, it's just about finding the right formula because they love that piece of land out there. They really do. I've been out there a few times. It's a beautiful piece of property, and maybe he can get out there and bring championships. It's a very competitive league, that OVC Old South League right now.
No doubt.
And Eddie George and his program, we didn't even ask him about that, but TSU has finally gotten their team, sharpened a little bit and, finished up with the winning record for the first time in a little while. So we could be looking at a pretty decent era for the OVC for a little while.
Yep. Good points. All right. We're wide open the rest of the hour. If you want to get involved, 615-844-5600. That is our phone line. We'll begin the second hour at 3 o'clock with our NFL Top 10 Week 14 version. And then at 3:40, we'll have former big league manager Clint Hurdle, who's here, of course, for the baseball winter meetings. We'll tell you what he wants to talk about or what he's got going right now. We'll do all that at 3:40. You're listening to The McFarland Show here on Nashville Sports Radio.
With 13 locations nationally, including Smyrna, Star Leasing Company is a semi-trailer one-stop shop and the perfect place to build a career as a semi-trailer mechanic. Seeking candidates with all levels of experience, Star Leasing Company has a semi-trailer technician trainee program with sign-on and quarterly bonuses and other opportunities such as $1,000 for having a yearly physical. Package also includes 401k with company match, health, dental, and vision insurance, competitive pay with weekly paychecks, and paid holidays and time off. Star Leasing Company, not your typical semi-trailer leasing company. Visit starleasing.com to learn more.
Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel downtown is at the heart of Music City. Located within walking distance of the Country Music Hall of Fame, Bar Lines at the Omni is your downtown honky-tonk destination. Watch your team from any seat on their plentiful HD TVs and catch a live show on the Bar Lines stage featuring live music 7 days a week. Bar Lines has the ultimate Southern comfort food. Get started with classic fried green tomatoes or bourbon barbecue wings. Then it's on to the massive Smashville double stack or the world-famous Bar Lines grinder. Oh, you've never heard of the Bar Lines grinder? 2 kinds of cheese, lettuce, Dijon, smoked turkey, smoked bacon, smoked ham. Now that's some smoke you want. Local brews and local spirits are on tap at Bar Lines. Take a seat on the patio outside and soak up the rhythm of Music City. Bar Lines at the Omni Nashville Hotel, 5th Avenue, downtown.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Susan, it's so great to finally be able to get together again.
Oh, it sure is. And I really appreciate you picking up the bill.
I'm happy to. I've got the extra cash. Since we've all been driving so much more again, I've been using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back just for buying the gas I was going to buy anyway.
But is it a hassle to use?
No, it's super fast and easy, and I can cash out whenever I want.
That's a total no-brainer. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIFT for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's promo code LIFT. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIFT for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIFT.
It's a Bill King Show.
We created a rule decades ago on the show. Weddings, things of that nature, during the playing portion, do not get consideration. No. Don't do that. Weddings are meant for the spring. They do not get consideration during the playing portion of the season. That's just the way we work it around here. That's the way we play it around here.
Weekday mornings beginning at 6 on Sports Radio 560 on 95.9 FM.
Five-state forecast.
Your exclusive National Sports Radio, WNSR Sky Scan forecast. For this afternoon, partly sunny skies, our high 48. Mainly clear tonight, low 30. Sunshine Thursday, high 58. Friday, sunny skies with a high of 62. Utilizing the resources of the Weatherbug Network on National Sports Radio, I'm WNSR's meteorologist, Jim Rinaldi.
Sports Radio, WNSR.
Welcome back to the Strike and Spare Studios. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
That is true, and our phone number is 615-844-5600. We are live today in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. A couple of coaches sworn in today, their new jobs. Derek Mason, former Vanderbilt coach down at MTSU, new Blue Raiders head coach. And as you just heard, Bobby Wilder, 11 seasons or 11 years at Old Dominion, now Tennessee Tech's new football coach. And man, he was full of energy.
Live wire.
Derek Mason was full of energy today. So got some good coaches in this area for sure. Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Nate down in Columbia. Nate, what's up?
What's up, guys? When I heard that this morning that MTSU got Derek Mason as their head coach, I didn't know, and still don't really know how I feel, just because I come from an SEC background, grew up a Tennessee fan, watched Derek Mason play against Tennessee, and didn't have much success. I mean, I understand that Vanderbilt and MTSU are probably very different when it comes to resources, but we understand Vanderbilt's coming along. I just don't know how I feel about Derek Mason coming to MTSU. I guess I'll just have to wait and see.
So how many Vanderbilt coaches do you think have had success against UT over the years?
It's not just Tennessee. I'm just I'm just saying that I've come from, and I guess, an SEC background and have, expected success within, I guess, whatever game you play. Like I said, it's not just against Tennessee; it's against, I guess, all competition.
Yeah, I think this is the way you have to look at it, Nate, as an MTSU alum. Was his record at Vanderbilt good? No. But, I mean, I think you're smart. I know you're young, but, I mean, you listen to Sports Talk Radio. You follow the sports scene in this market. I think you can recognize and understand how incredibly difficult it may be. It may be the hardest job in America in football. It may be. I mean, Clark Lee's probably raising his hand right now. He's like, yeah, I can vouch for that. It's really hard. I mean, he doesn't. I'm not even sure he's got a team right now. There's so many kids in the transfer portal. It's hard. And when I talk about you need help above you, it's already hard enough. And then I don't think he's getting any help either. So, I mean, it's hard. I don't think you could. What else has he done? Okay, he was a defense. Somebody thought he was good enough to be a defensive coordinator at Stanford. They were pretty good.
Yeah.
His name was Jim Harbaugh, wasn't he? Wasn't that Jim? Was he there with Jim Harbaugh and David Shaw?
David Shaw for
I think he was
sure.
there
I don't know.
with
I don't know
both
about
of them.
Harbaugh, but David Shaw for sure.
Okay, I can't remember who was the head coach when he was there, but he was a DC at Stanford. They had success there. I remember them beating USC. They beat Oregon. He was a DC at Auburn. He was a DC at Oklahoma State. I know short stints, but somebody thought enough of him to hire him in pretty important roles. So I guess I'll throw it back at you as an MTSU alumni. What did you want to hear today that would have made you really excited? That's realistic.
Jimbo.
Yeah, that's not real. I said
I
realistic.
kid. I kid.
Okay.
I kid.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
No, to be honest, I have no idea. But I mean, like, it is a not a Power 5 school, a mid-major, but I mean, I don't know. I just hope that we can, and I know this isn't really saying much, but I hope we can get back to the way we were when I was in school from, I think it was about 2011 and 2015, where, we weren't world beaters, but we went to the bowl games at least 2 out of the 4 years I was there. So,
look,
you're already doing that. You just finished doing that, Nate. Last year, the team went to bowl games back-to-back years before this season.
The team hasn't been dull. I mean, they haven't, right?
They went to 10 bowl games in 18 years.
When you were a student there, they were a fun team to watch. I mean, they weren't dull.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah. No.
I just want to reject this notion that the team fell off a cliff somehow. The team has been competitive and okay. Now they were 4-8 this past season, and we understand that. But in previous years, the 2 years before that, they were a bowl team. They went to the Hawaii Bowl. They went to the Bahamas Bowl. The team was not just some burning, flaming disaster. Is all I'm trying to just put out there, because there's that perception ends up getting out there rather easily. This is not a total rebuild from the ground up, like there's nothing there and we're starting from dust.
Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, I just hated that we didn't play, I guess, as well as we could have this year, because it was like you were saying.
This year wasn't good. This year was bad,
and it cost their coach his job. So,
yeah. But
I like
all
the
right,
hire.
guys.
I like the hire. I think give it time, Nate. I don't know how.
Yeah,
it's
and I'm
play
going
out,
to. Yeah,
but I think you should like it. I think you should be excited today. I really do.
All right, guys. Y'all have a great rest of the day.
You too, man.
All right, thank you, Nate.
I mean, Nate's not. I thought he would be excited today.
It's the loser stigma. It's what I talked about.
Yeah,
it's the 27 and 55, and he's losing at Vanderbilt. It's the loser stigma.
But how do you judge someone at Vanderbilt? I mean, in all fairness,
it's the fact that he was at Vanderbilt. He permanently scarred. It's just
there's only one guy, really, when you think about it.
Like
there's
two.
Are you saying DiNardo? Who's the other one?
Well, they named the athletic
Okay,
department after him.
Fair enough. Back in the day. Okay.
Dan McGugin.
Okay, fair
and
enough.
Then
right, but Nate certainly doesn't remember McGugin.
No.
Okay, in our lifetime, okay? James Franklin. There's one, okay?
Yeah.
There's one dude for a very, very short window that actually made it look good.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Everybody, it's been a disaster. And it's always been a disaster.
Watson Brown was 10-45. Jerry DiNardo was 18-26.
Right, and that's not even that great, right? But he parlayed it into an LSU job.
Well, because they knew of what was here. They understood how difficult it was to get to 18-26 here.
Yeah. We'll take our final break. Jason and Smyrna, if you can hang, we'll come back, wrap up the first hour with you next.
Single moment, everything can change. When a player's sudden cardiac event brought a national football game to a halt, it shone a spotlight on the importance of CPR readiness. Now, with youth sports in full swing, the American Heart Association is rallying parents and coaches to be ready in an emergency. To be ready, learn hands-only CPR. It's a skill anyone can learn in minutes. Visit heart.org/hands-only-CPR and become a lifesaver today.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the name brands at up to 95% off. That's right. Get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but for 95% less. It's the same medication, still prescribed by a licensed medical provider, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Want even more excitement on game day? It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you could win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Sweat it out, watch your entry update in real time, and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. Take your game day experience to the next level with Prize Picks. And right now, you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code primetime. Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Tease the season at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf for holiday specials this year. Featuring the Ping G430 drivers, which combine the ultimate combination of distance and forgiveness. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. There's always gift cards in any amount for the special golfer you're shopping for. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at worldwidegolf.com.
It's the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Yeah, I lose to Alabama, I'm depressed. Boom.
Well, I just didn't expect to collapse when you get excited in the first half.
Yeah, halftime you were probably dancing.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah, it was kind of depressing.
I don't think it's because Vols fans were like, we lost in Tuscaloosa? Like, so disappointing. It's really about what happened, right? It was like 2 different games.
The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin on Nashville Sports Radio WNSR.
Give us a call, 615-844-5600. The McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Our Week 14 NFL Top 10 coming up to kick off the second hour of the program. 615-844-5600. Back to the phones we go. And we go to Smyrna, where Jason is listening on 107.9. Jason, what's up?
Hey, good afternoon, Darren. Good afternoon, Justin.
How you doing?
Hello, sir.
Good, good. So right now I'm kind of doing the 24-hour rule. I kind of first found out about 24 hours ago. You know, the name was leaking out that Derek Mason was going to be the new coach at MTSU. For me, initially, it was kind of a buzzkill, but then I have to look at kind of the scope of where MTSU is right now. I graduated from MTSU in 2002. MTSU, they have to go basically 6-4 every year to go to a bowl game. The reason why I say that is because 2 of those games are going to be played against P5 schools to get money to fund the athletic department.
Yes, sir.
So that's one thing that they have to do. Another thing is I think the NIL, which is an excellent question that Justin raised earlier in the show to the new Tennessee Tech coach, was it's so much more difficult to keep the local 2- and 3-star talent here locally, and especially with NIL, it makes it even more difficult. I think one other thing for the coaching hire, you keep thinking, oh, we're going to need some up-and-comer offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator. These guys are making about $1 million a year nowadays, it seems like, everywhere at the P5 level.
Oh,
So,
they are. Yes.
These people would have to take maybe a pay cut just to get a better job title to come to MTSU. So, like I said, it was kind of a buzzkill for me at first. Let it settle in after 24 hours. I think it's better. I think the one thing I think Derek would need to do maybe probably better than Coach Stock did was connect a little bit more with some of the high school athletes in the county here. And
he will.
He'll do that.
He's already talked
He'll
about it
do that.
today. Yep.
He knows the geography very well.
Yep. I think that was one of the weaknesses of Stock, but Stockett was here 18 years. He's a super nice guy. Every time you saw him in public, any public events, he stayed as long as he could, met everybody. And Derek Mason, like I said, wasn't happy at first, let it settle for about 24 hours, and just appreciate all the commentary and the discussion you guys have had about this.
Question for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Justin.
You mentioned at the top of your call that you have to go 6-4 to go to a bowl game. I'm drawing your analysis with what the athletic director said. He said that they let go of Coach Stockstill because of his conference record. The fact that they were not doing well within the conference. They were 16-22 or whatever it was within the conference. A reminder, this team went to a bowl game 10 out of 18 seasons, which means every other year, essentially, more times than not, as a matter of fact, mathematically, they went to a bowl game. So what's the success level? Is it a bowl game or is it winning the conference? Because the two are not mutually exclusive.
I think within the conference, Justin, I know when we had a lot of this conference realignment going for recent years, I would have loved to see MTSU join the MAC, but, that didn't happen. We have Western Kentucky as really kind of our comparison, and MTSU is not really competitive with Western Kentucky a lot of years. That's probably where we want to be at.
But as a fan, what's more important to you? Is it more important to go to a bowl game, or is it more important to be competitive and win within your conference? Does it feel as good at the end of the year?
Outside of Middle Tennessee, Justin, people don't really look at conference records. They look at bowl games. You get a million people watch these bowl games. Yeah.
I agree. I'm just saying the athletic director says he let go of the last head coach because of his conference record. That's what I'm bringing up.
Yeah, and like I said, you have to go 6-4 to go to a bowl game if you're within MTSU. I grew up an Iowa fan. I'm still an Iowa fan.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah, God bless you. How's our you want our offensive coordinator?
Hey, let's hope D-Base doesn't hire him.
Yeah. But at Iowa, in a lot of these P5 schools, you pay 3 or 4 tomato cans out of conference, and you just have to go 2-6 in conference to go to a bowl game. MTSU is the exact opposite. You have to go 6-4. Like I said, it wasn't the hire I was expecting, but then once I'm kind of looking at rationale, coordinators may not want to come to this job for what it pays. But like I said, I think I'm cautiously optimistic. But like I said, we just got to get more fans at these games, and then that's the big thing.
No doubt. Jason, thank you so much for the call.
Thank you, sir. Call again,
gentlemen.
please.
Have a good one.
You too. Derek Mason did address that today about of course he was asked, getting people back in Floyd Stadium.
Yeah.
He addressed recruiting and how important it is, especially in Rutherford County. The success the schools have had in Rutherford County alone is unbelievable. There's over 300,000 people that live in Rutherford County.
Yeah.
So he's fully aware of all this stuff, Jason, which should help put you at ease a little bit. That's going to do it for hour number 1. We'll come back. We'll start the second hour with our Week 14 NFL Top 10. We'll do that next.
560 AM, 95.9 FM, Brentwood, Nashville, 107.9 FM, Smyrna, Nashville's first 24-hour sports station. WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. A reported shooting at UNLV. Police are responding to an active shooter situation at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police say there are multiple victims. ABC's Alex Stone has the latest.
It is a very active scene right now. Police are confirming there are multiple victims who have been at least injured in this shooting. It's unknown if the shooter has been contained or arrested. Firefighters are moving in with police. They are trying to get to victims, to get them out, to get them to safety. But right now, students at UNLV are being told to lock themselves down, stay in place as this is unfolding.
ABC's Alex Stone, the ABC affiliate in Las Vegas, says UNLV officials were following up on reports shots heard at the student union. Campus officials using social media to reach students, telling them to shelter in place or where to evacuate to safety. This is ABC News.
The holidays are the happiest time of the year. That is, unless you or your loved ones are miserable because of colds, sinus infections, or allergies. This holiday season, give the gift of better breathing with Navage. What makes Navage so effective? Well, unlike cold and allergy drugs that might take a long time to help, if they're effective at all, Navage provides fast relief from sinus congestion in 30 seconds flat. Navage doesn't just relieve symptoms, it attacks the cause by sucking out the germs, allergens, and viruses trapped in your nose that are making you feel miserable. Best of all, Navage does it naturally, without drugs. Wash away your cold and congestion problems this holiday season. Add Navage to your gift list so you can breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all year long. Ask for Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, or find us online at Navage.com. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
Bob's Steak and Chop House, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, is a nationally renowned steakhouse specializing in the finest corn-fed Midwestern prime beef. The menu formula is simple: incredible meat, gigantic shrimp, fabulous salads, and decadent desserts. Start your experience at Bob's with the fried calamari or fresh scallops seared in Texas burnt honey. All the beef at Bob's Steak and Chop House are USDA prime cut. From the traditional filet of tenderloin and ribeye to the adventurous Kansas City bone-in strip. They even have 2 different surf and turf options. And if you're looking for the other white meat, Bob's Steak and Chop House serves a dry-aged pork tomahawk with homemade applesauce. Fresh seafood is on the menu, from salmon to scampi, and even fresh lobster tail. For reservations, give them a call or log on to the Omni Nashville Hotel website. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Listen, you can't handle the truth. It's about to go off. Live from the WNSR Strike and Spare Studios.
Just a bit outside.
Now back to the McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
Show me the money!
Call or text now. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Call us or send us a text on the WNSR text line. 615-844-5600. 615-844-5600. Call or text. Same number.
Alrighty then.
Now, the McFarland Show with Darren and Justin.
Second hour of the McFarland Show here on this Wednesday afternoon. We are live in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio, and then every day also you can watch the show on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Clint Hurdle will come up at 3:40. He'll join us. He's here for the MLB winter meetings over at the Opryland Hotel. We'll tell you what he's up to these days. Former manager of the Colorado Rockies, former manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, also longtime player. So we're looking forward to talking to Clint Hurdle coming up at 3:40. I don't know if you heard it at the top of the hour, but an active shooter on the campus of UNLV. So our thoughts are with the folks there. They've told the students to lock themselves in. This is where I guess TV Justin kicks in. I should probably let you talk about it rather than me.
Fox 5 in Las Vegas is reporting that at least one suspect has died. One of the suspects.
Suspects.
One
okay.
of the shooters.
So there's multiple shooters?
They are unsure. They are unsure if there's multiple shooters or not, but they believe one of the people responsible has already died. And again, they are still out there investigating. They say there could be multiple victims. However, and let me, just to peel this back a little bit, and I don't want to go too far. Please restrain me, Darren, if I start, veering too far off the path here. But when we get these kinds of reports, the first thing that we listen to is the language. Okay, multiple victims. Okay, well, what kind of victims? Victims does not necessarily mean deaths. It could mean multiple shooting victims, as in, wounded. Multiple victims to the hospital. It does not mean multiple people who have died. So they say right now, all we know is we have multiple victims, which means we can pretty much confirm they got a lot of people hit by gunfire. Now, whether or not they're living or not is a whole separate conversation. It's something that needs to be investigated. But clearly, the campus is still on lockdown out there at UNLV. And Darren, to be honest, I've been to Las Vegas. I have not been to UNLV. I've been to the Strip.
I haven't been to the campus either.
You haven't been to the campus either.
I've been to Las Vegas, but not.
I was going to ask you, how far off the beaten path is it? Because I don't know. But
I don't think it's far.
It wouldn't seem like it would be. Vegas is not that big of a place.
I know.
I know that much.
I've only been there a couple of times, but the one time I was very curious and almost went. And I think I remember asking somebody, and I don't think it's far from the Strip. But I could be wrong, but I've never been on the campus.
Anyway, well, if anything very serious happens, I mean, obviously the whole thing is serious and it's sad. But, obviously, it could have repercussions. Even in the sports world, they may be canceling games and things like that. But we'll keep an eye on it.
All right, it is time for our Wednesday NFL Top 10. So, Damon, if you could make it official, thank you. Cue the music. Get us all in the mood. Well, it's been a heck of a run by Philadelphia. Let's see. How many weeks is this?
Probably quite a few.
5 weeks in a row for me.
Yeah.
5 weeks in a row for me, and maybe longer for you.
Yeah. I've liked Philly for a little bit.
Looks like you had this. And 5 weeks for you, too.
Yeah.
So 5 weeks at number one for both of us.
It's been obvious for a little while.
Well, when you have 1 versus 2, which is what we both had last week, something's got to give.
Yep.
And in the second half, the dam broke. And the 49ers on the road scored 6 touchdowns in a row. It wasn't all in the second half. I think a couple of those were in the second quarter. But at one point, the 49ers scored 6 touchdowns in a row.
Yeah.
That's going to do it. You usually win almost every single time you're converting like that. But they were up 14-6 at the half, and then they just opened up a can in the second half. Brock Purdy looks pretty good.
Pretty good to me.
4 touchdown passes against Philadelphia. A lot of people were saying Philadelphia was due. Well, look, you win close games in this league. As long as you're winning, that's really all that matters.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of close games in the National Football League. San Francisco wins 42-19. So it's pretty obvious. If 1 versus 2, the winner's going to be 1. Well, that winner was the 2 team last week, San Francisco.
Yeah.
They're the new number 1. 49ers are now 9-3 on the season. Remember, they lost 3 in a row, went into the bye week, and they haven't lost since. And don't forget, people were questioning Brock Purdy going into the bye week. Oh, man, maybe we spoke too soon on him. I mean, he's not a franchise quarterback. Yeah, nobody's saying that anymore.
No.
Christian McCaffrey continues to be the best running back in the league. 93 yards and another touchdown for him. Deebo Samuel, what a game for him. 116 yards on 4 catches.
Yeah.
And 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He also had one of them was an end around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right?
I think so.
So 49ers are my new number 1. This will be controversial.
Why not?
Because Justin just doesn't view him the same way as me. And maybe nobody does. Maybe I'm sucked into Hard Knocks, okay? I could be getting swayed by what I watch on Tuesday nights, which is what I watched last night. And I've been watching every Tuesday night. the Miami Dolphins are this year's in-season subject. Or should I say team? I like them. They were 8-3 last year. That was a heavy, heavy point of emphasis last night on their episode. We were 8-3 last year, and we lost 5 in a row. We are not going to do that again. We're 8-3 again. We're not going to lose 5 in a row. Well, congratulations, Mike McDaniel. You're right. You went out and beat Washington 45-15.
Clean their clocks.
On the road. Tyreek Hill, 157 yards on 5 catches and 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
I get it, and I hate it.
Yeah.
But the college football and the NFL are all the same. It's like all the MVP candidates are all quarterbacks. Tyreek Hill is an MVP.
He is.
He just is.
He's the most valuable player.
He is. He's the most explosive and the most dynamic player in the National Football League. Yeah. He just is.
He is.
They did it on Hard Knocks. Of course, they have him mic'd up. It's Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Mike McDaniel, very early in the game, it was like the first series. And he goes, He's like literally talking to himself.
Mm-hmm.
But he's mic'd up. He's like, they're sliding over on Waddell. Well, this will be interesting. What happens?
It was interesting.
Tua looks at Waddell to the right, looks straight to the left, fires it downfield. Tyreek Hill goes for a 70-yard touchdown. Just like that.
What happened was it was interesting.
I mean, he was like, oh, they're sliding over to Waddell. Huh. Okay. 1-on-1? Oh, against the best receiver football?
We'll take that.
Well, this is going to end poorly.
We'll take that.
That's literally how that happens.
Good night.
That's pretty impressive. When the head coach looks at the defense and goes, oh, we're about to score a 70-yard touchdown. Okay. Thank you. That's exactly what happened. The Dolphins are not going to lose 5 in a row. They're now 9-3. I get it. People are going to say, well, they're beating up on the weak, and they are. But they win impressively.
So what? I mean, it's what
they win impressively. If you are not at the top of the heap in the NFL, they are going to bludgeon you.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, look who's next. Ruh-roh. Our Tennessee Titans. We'll see how that plays out Monday night. I've got the Miami Dolphins number 2. They won. It wasn't pretty. It's not always going to be pretty in the NFL. They played a desperate team on that was the Thursday night game, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Dallas-Seattle?
Yes.
Seattle needed a win. They've been going the wrong way.
Yeah, and they didn't get it.
And DK Metcalf, he tried to will them to victory.
What a game.
I was going against him in fantasy and still found a way to win. I don't know how, but after Thursday night, I was like, I'm toast. Like DK Metcalf got him like 38. I'm like, oh boy, I'm in big, big trouble. Luckily, I had Dak Prescott and Tony Pollard. DK went for 134 and 3 touchdowns. But Dallas got the win. Dallas and Miami are the 2 best offenses in football, stats-wise, period.
Yeah.
They just are. They score at will. Dallas, another 41-point game for them. I told you, Miami won 45-15. Dallas won 41-35. Dallas is my number 3 team. They were 3 last week. They're going to remain at 3. I can't punish them. It wasn't real impressive because it was at home, but it's a Thursday night game. Thursday night games are wonky, right?
They are.
But both teams did play on Thanksgiving, so they actually had the full week, right? It wasn't a short week per se.
No.
Because if you remember, both of them played on Thanksgiving night. So
full week.
They got the extra time.
Yes.
But Dallas is my number 3 team. I'm not going to punish Philadelphia too much. You lost at home, so you're going to get a little bit more punishment than if Philly would have gone to San Francisco and got walloped, right?
Yeah.
So you lose at home getting walloped. I've got to punish you some. So you go from 1 to 4. The Eagles are number 4. Baltimore was on a bye. They were 5 last week. I kept them at 5. There's no reason to move them up. There's no reason to move them down.
It's fair.
The Ravens are my number 5 team. Kansas City, ouch. What's going on? Should we be concerned about the Chiefs?
Maybe.
You went to Green Bay and you lost to Jordan Love?
It's not a game they normally lose.
And the Packers?
Not a game they normally lose.
What?
It's a weird game.
What?
We think.
Jordan Love threw for 3 touchdowns and almost 300 yards? What? What are you doing?
Losing.
I don't know. They're losing. You're right. Chiefs are now 8-4. So I'm going to push Kansas City down to 6. San Francisco 1, Miami 2, Dallas 3, Philadelphia 4, Baltimore 5, Kansas City 6.
Okay.
What were you going to say something? You said, I mean,
what else can you do with them?
Yeah.
They are confusing and concerning.
Yeah.
But then again, listen, they've made multiple Super Bowl runs. Eventually, that level of football, playing that level of football, catches up with you on some level. You get enough veterans. That's a lot of ball at a high level. Bodies break down. So, we'll see. But that's a lot of mileage on the Kansas City Chiefs now.
They were 4 last week. I got to punish them. So
Sure.
I pushed them to 6. Number 7, Motor City Kitties. Again, had to hold on by the hair on their chinny chin chin. Beat a bad Saints team. But they won.
They did.
33-28. Jared Goff continues to be But how about Laporta, their tight end? 140 yards on 9 catches and a touchdown.
Nice.
Who needs TJ Hawkinson? Apparently not the Lions.
Please.
Got Sam Laporta.
Got this guy.
Detroit is 9-3. Detroit is number 7.
All right.
Well, Jacksonville, you lose to the Bengals? Really? When you were a double-digit favorite?
No, you didn't just lose to the Bengals. You lost to Jake Browning
and
the Bengals.
Yeah.
It's not the normal Bengals.
In OT.
It's not Boomer Esiason.
So, yeah.
It's not Andy Dalton.
Now we sit and wait. What does Trevor Lawrence's injury mean?
We all know how pesky that high ankle sprain can be.
Yep, we're about to find out, right? Jacksonville, shaky, number 8. Shaky. Because if Lawrence is gone for an extended period of time, ruh-roh. Number 9, I picked them in the McFarland 6-pack of picks. Texans were a slight favorite over the Broncos, and I took them. The other McFarland, Justin, took the Broncos, who had won 5 in a row. Houston got it done, 22-17.
Close.
The Texans are 7-5. Houston is my number 9 team. And this one, I don't know what to do with them. They just keep winning. And they came in here and won an OT. Somebody needs to tell the Colts they're not very good. But apparently they're not getting the memo with Gardner Minshew, who threw for over 300 yards against the Titans defense and a couple of touchdowns. By the way, Pittman, I'm pretty sure that people knew that he was their number 1 receiver, right? Apparently the Titans didn't know because he had 11 catches, 105 yards and a touchdown. Indianapolis, the Colts, I got to put them in at number 10. I don't know what to do with them.
You gotta keep going with them.
They just keep winning football games.
What else can you do? And eventually they'll end up in the playoffs. They keep fooling around like this.
And by the way, they keep scoring points.
They do.
So I got to put Indy at 10. So my top 10. San Francisco 1, Miami 2, Dallas 3, Philadelphia 4, Baltimore 5, Kansas City 6, Detroit 7, Jacksonville 8, Houston 9, Indianapolis 10. That means 8, 9, and 10 are AFC South teams for me. Yikes. You'd have told me that in August, I'd have been on the floor laughing till my side hurt.
Laughing
out loud. LOL.
Ha 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 ha.
Hilarious. Oh, you got jokes? Good one, McFarland Show. Well, here we sit in December. Jacksonville, Houston, Indy.
Yeah.
8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
The other McFarland, he goes by Justin.
Yes.
He will reveal his top 10, and he will do that next.
Golfers, swing into Edwin Watts Golf Shops for the hottest new fall arrivals from TaylorMade, Callaway, and Titleist. Come by and test drive the new TaylorMade P790 irons, the new Callaway Apex Pro iron sets, and the new Titleist T-Series irons. While you're there, get a free custom fitting on the new arrivals and more. Edwin Watts Golf Shops is your headquarters for all the latest golf gear from all the top manufacturers. Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee. Shop us in store or online at edwinwattsgolf.com.
Michael Fabiano here, and if you want even more excitement on game day, it's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. Just pick 2 to 6 players and choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and easy to make your picks, and with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals, Prize Picks is the place to play this season. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on second half and fourth quarter stats. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME, Prize Picks is matching your first deposit up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/primetime with code PRIMETIME for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Prince's Hot Chicken. The Tango Mall has everybody talking about it, including the head basketball coach at TSU, Brian Penny Collins.
I went to Whites Creek High School. Before every game, we went to Prince's Chicken on Dickerson Road. Every single game. And it's the best. It's a staple in Nashville. And it just takes me all the way back.
Prince's Chickens, from tenders to whole wings. They got baked beans, collard greens, and delicious desserts. It's all at Prince's Hot Chicken. Heat and flavor. Prince's is the original home of hot chicken worldwide. Check us out at the downtown location right across from Bridgestone Arena in the Fool Assembly Hall. South Nashville location on Noblesville Road. And the new Tango Outlet Mall in Antioch. Interested in working in a great environment with great hourly wages? Please submit a resume to Prince's Hot Chicken, AFH@gmail.com, or fill out an application on the Prince's Hot Chicken website. That's princeshotchicken.com. And then click on Join Our Team, princeshotchicken.com. Prince's Hot Chicken, proud sponsor of WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Are you ready for a touchdown of flavor and excitement? Look no further than Sam's Place and Sam's Sports Grill, the ultimate destination for great food, fantastic drinks, and game time atmosphere that will have you cheering for more. Sam's is the place for every sports fan and food lover with over 40 TVs at every location. Sam's has a family-friendly atmosphere where everyone can have a blast. From their friendly staff to awesome kids menu, they've got something for everyone. Online at samsplace.net or samsportsgrill.com, or call and find the nearest location to you. At Sam's, the game is always on and the fun never stops.
The TSU Tigers men's basketball team of fifth-year coach Penny Collins are coming off a top 3 OVC finish last season and looking for much more this season. Led by preseason all-conference guards Marcus Fitzgerald and Kenyon Hodges, the Tigers face an impressive non-conference schedule that includes Oregon, Lipscomb, Austin Peay, Indiana State, and Liberty, and tip-off league play on December 28th at Gentry Center versus UT Martin. Hello, this is Greg Pogue inviting you to join longtime TSU broadcaster Albert Dawson on all of the games this season right here on Nashville Sports Radio, WNSR.
Text the Strike and Spare studio now at 615-844-5600. You're listening to The McFarland Show with Darren McFarland and Fox 17's Justin McFarland.
We do this every Wednesday in the 3 o'clock hour. This week it's week 14 in the NFL. I gave you my top 10. I'm Darren. The other McFarland, Justin, will now reveal his top 10. Once the music begins. There we go.
No, this is not the right music. No, we can't do it to that.
Not to that.
Okay.
Let's make it official.
All right, here we go. I believe that is the appropriate music from NFL films.
As soon as we hear this, we all put eye black on and we get ready for the top 10.
Oh, man. I get visions of John Madden rolling through my head already just hearing this. All right, everybody. Top 10 list for the National Football League. December the 6th, year of our Lord 2023. These are the top 10 football teams of the National Football League, according to me, Justin McFarland. We're going to get started with a good friend of mine who's listening, who is a massive San Francisco 49ers fan, who I know is thrilled with me as I officially have the proclamation that the San Francisco 49ers are the best team currently in the National Football League. Number one.
Lorenzo Neal?
No, it's not Lorenzo Neal, who's a
okay.
great guy. But no, it's not Lorenzo Neal. But yes, the 49ers, number one on my list after the dominant performance and really a good old-fashioned head busting of the Philadelphia Eagles. Skull dragging of the Philadelphia Eagles. Man handling, or bird handling in this case, of the Philadelphia Eagles. So they're undeniable. So congratulations to them. By the way, did I mention the Eagles still have the number one seed, though? Even though the 49ers won, the Eagles still, the playoffs still run through Philadelphia, at least for now. So the 49ers still have work to do in this particular case. With the 49ers clearly back on track, they've won 4 games in a row. Number 2 on my list is a team that I don't like and I don't think is going to be there, but they're there right now, and that is the Baltimore Ravens. They move up on my list. I know they were idle, but, sometimes it works in your favor. They didn't lose. They didn't win. But because other teams around them faltered, they are the recipients of the victor there. So Baltimore now the number 2 overall seed in the AFC, and I love doing this time of year. We're in December, okay? If the playoffs began today, I'm going to be doing this here. Playoffs began today, the Ravens would open up at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Does that sound fun or what? All right, let's go ahead and play that football game. All right, the Ravens at number 2 on my list.
Does it really?
It sounds fun to me.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Number 3, well, listen, you have to put the playoff filter on it, okay? If you're looking at it just as a regular season, random Thursday, Sunday afternoon game, no, it doesn't seem interesting. It seems like the Ravens would win that game. But on a playoff, we're shaky about how Lamar Jackson really looks. Yeah, I'm interested. All right, number 3. I'm punishing the Eagles, but not that bad. I'm making them number 3 on my list. I know they got manhandled at home against the 49ers. I'm understanding of all that. However, I'm also merciful in the fact that, they've been playing in a lot of tight football games. And occasionally you come out there and just lay an egg. They're birds after all. And that's exactly what happened with them. And it's forgivable. They're 10-2. No one's perfect outside the 72 Dolphins. So, what else can you do? The Eagles, still a good football team. They will get it back on track. They've got a lot of great players, and I think they will rise to the occasion yet again. But right now, they're the number 3 team on my list. The playoffs opened up today. By the way, the Eagles will be off. They would have the bye week as they're the number 1 seed. Speaking of the number 1 seed, so are the Miami Dolphins, and they're the number 4 team on my list. Winners of their last 3 games in a row. The Dolphins coming in at number 4 after they just keep on winning and keep on piling up numbers and points. The Dolphins at 9-3, number 1 seed right now in the AFC. The road to the playoffs will go through Miami. So we talk about the cold weather and the snow and playing in December. Well, all that could go out the window, as all of a sudden now your AFC championship game could be sunny with a high of 73. It's down there in Miami in late December or January or whenever they play it nowadays. All right, let's go to my number 5 team. Number 5 on my list, after the ugly loss, the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a couple people on my list this week that have losses that are just unexplainable and inexcusable. The Kansas City Chiefs are on that list. I don't understand how they lose. That's not a game they're supposed to lose. They're not supposed to lose to Jordan Love and the Packers. But they did. They lost the game. Now, was it fair and square? Not quite. There was some questionable calls down the stretch that you would think the MVP of the league would get, as a matter of fact. Don't they? Patrick Mahomes, isn't he supposed to get some flags and get some preferential treatment?
Yeah.
Apparently not.
It was pass interference.
It was pass interference, and, don't they normally give Patrick Mahomes the benefit of that? Apparently not. Apparently it didn't matter. So the Chiefs will pick it up and try it again as they move on. By the way, the Chiefs are the number 3 seed in the AFC right now. Playoffs began today. The Chiefs would open up at home against the Cleveland Browns. That sounds interesting as well. Kansas City, number 5. Number 6 on my list. The Dallas Cowboys pulling in the station at number 6. The Cowboys continue their winning ways. They've won 4 games in a row. They've beat up on some bad teams. And they've, listen, but they're making it work. Listen, they're beating the teams in front of them. Did you know the Cowboys 6-0 at home? Too bad they can't catch the Eagles. Now, they're 1 game behind, though. So big matchups coming up down the stretch because they need that home game in the playoffs. If the playoffs opened up today, the Dallas Cowboys at 9-3. Listen to this. The Dallas Cowboys at 9-3. If the playoffs opened up today, would go on the road to take on the 6-6 Atlanta Falcons because the Falcons would be the division winners and the Cowboys would be the wild card.
They are the Sunday night game, and they host the Eagles.
Biggin.
Big one.
Big game there. So we'll see what happens from there. All right, number 7 on my list are the Detroit Tigers. No, the Lions. The Lions are number 7 on my list. That was for you, Nate, who called and told Damon I would put Alabama on the top 10. So just for you, Nate, I went ahead and put the Detroit Tigers on the top 10 instead. I kid. It's the Lions. The Lions at number 7 on my list here. Listen, I've already made my stance very clear on the Lions. I don't believe in it. I believe the Lions are, good, but I don't know if they're going to be great when January gets here. They can prove me wrong in January, and that's fine. If they do, bring the noise. I ain't scared. I'm going to be here. So, but right now, I just don't believe they're as good as their 9-3 record indicates. I believe Philadelphia will beat them. I believe San Francisco will beat them. I believe the Cowboys could beat them. So
they're at Soldier Field.
Well,
this week.
And listen, they can lose that game. They almost lost that game a couple weeks ago.
Well, I'm just saying, if they keep winning games and Dallas and Philadelphia and these other teams keep beating each other up, they may slip in there and be the number 1 or have home field for a lot of the playoffs. Which could make a big difference.
Well, it could. They have to make it count for something, which we have no idea with them because, they don't play a lot of home playoff games.
Oh, no, they don't.
Unless,
they don't play playoff games.
You have to find the Pontiac Silverdome for that. And, it's been a while.
Like 1991.
Yeah. The Lions at number 7 on my list. If the playoffs did start today, they would open up at home against the Minnesota Vikings. All right, number 8 on my list, the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are dealing with injuries now. Trevor Lawrence, of course, going down with the high ankle sprain. Jacksonville coming off the loss. This is the so there were three teams with unexplainable losses. The Kansas City Chiefs were 1. The Jacksonville Jaguars were the second one. And I don't know how they lose that game to Jake Browning and the Cincinnati Bengals.
At home.
But they did.
At home.
First time Monday Night Football has been in Jacksonville in 12 years. And this is what y'all do.
Yep.
Duval. Yeah. Do nothing down there in Jacksonville. It just didn't, So, listen, they'll try to get it together. They're the number 8 team on my list so far this week. Jacksonville's playoffs began today. They would be at home. They would host the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll get to them in a minute. Number 9, the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts, of course, I was at Nissan Stadium, and, Titans kicked the field goal. I thought the game was over, essentially. I thought the Titans would come out, get a stop, win this game. Well, didn't quite happen that way. Gardner Minshew company came out, throwing the ball over the top. Do you realize the Indianapolis Colts in overtime never got to third down? There was no third down plays for the Indianapolis Colts in overtime. 0. It was all first and second down, first and second down, first and second down, touchdown, game over. Like what happened here? What happened? Now, they're still a mess now. They're not an incredible football team. They still, some of the play calling for them, if I was a Colts fan, I'm like, what is this? What is going on?
But they don't have Jonathan Taylor.
They don't.
They're still finding ways to win.
They do. And so they're number 9 on my list this week. They are a playoff team as it stands right now. If the playoffs began today, they would be on the road to take on the Ravens.
They're at Cincinnati this week.
All right. Well,
that'll be a good one.
Beware the Bengals. Number 10 on my list is the other team that had the unexplainable loss, and this loss is the most unexplainable for the week. It is more unexplainable than the loss that the that the Kansas City Chiefs had, it is more unexplainable than the loss that the Jacksonville Jaguars had. The number 10 team on my list is the Pittsburgh Steelers, who lost to Arizona
at home.
Was that at home?
Yeah, and you've got them in your top 10?
I do. Yeah. They were at home? I thought the game was on the road. Okay. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
They were at home.
That's fine. Listen, no matter. Listen, if you're them, you can't lose that game. You got too many hard games as it is. What happened?
You lost by 2 touchdowns at home, and you still have them in your top 10?
What's the problem?
What? They scored 10 points.
You got the Houston Texans in your top 10, and they're not going to the playoffs.
Yes, they are.
Not today, they're not.
Well,
today, they're on the outside looking in.
I don't care about today.
So who's dropping out and who's coming in if the Texans are going to playoffs?
They'll be there.
Okay, I'm just saying. You got them in your. You want to talk to me about my top 10, and I'm asking you about the Houston Texans who are on the outside looking in. And you got them on your top 10. So don't come talk to me about my top 10 where you got the Texans who are not going to the playoffs on your top 10.
Mitch Trubisky.
I'm just saying.
Mitch Trubisky.
Yeah, I'm just saying. By the way, how are the Chargers doing? How's that going for you?
What do you mean?
Okay.
What are you talking about? I haven't had the Chargers in my top 10 in a while.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
How are your Bears doing?
It's the same way.
How are your Bucks doing?
Not well.
How are your Titans doing?
Well, I never had the Titans this year. Neither one of us were ever high on the Titans. That was last year. Neither one of us, for the record, we can look through all the paperwork, neither one of us were very high on the Titans at any point this year at all. And we have proven to be right. The Titans have not darkened the door of this top 10 at all. All right, so they're number 10 on my list because, listen, until further notice, the Steelers, I'm going to keep riding with them until they are no longer, winning football games. So top 10, one more time here for me. San Francisco, number 1. Baltimore, number 2. Philly, number 3. The Dolphins at number 4. Kansas City at number 5. Dallas at number 6. The Lions at number 7. Jacksonville at number 8. The Colts at number 9. And the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 10. Worst team in the league this week, the New England Patriots.
Yeah, okay, we're in the same. I'll tell you what, this has not been very creative because I think we're coming up with this. It's just, yeah,
well, it's obvious though. So maybe we need to come up with another wrinkle or something.
You got shut out by the Chargers 6-0.
Yeah.
Then the week before, you scored 7 against the Giants.
Yeah.
The week before that, you scored 6 against the Colts. They're bad.
Yeah.
They got shut out by the New Orleans Saints at home, 34-0.
It's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious.
They scored 3 points against the Dallas Cowboys. Their offense is atrocious. The New England Patriots are the worst team in football. I think they're tanking. I think they're trying to get themselves the number 1 pick. Get themselves the franchise
quarterback and start over.
Yep, I think they are. I really do. All right, we're going to come back. Longtime skipper in Major League Baseball, Clint Hurdle, longtime skipper with the Rockies and the Pirates, and a player in the league. We're going to talk to him over at the MLB winter meetings, the Opryland Hotel. We'll talk to Clint Hurdle next here on the McFarland Show.
Fill the halls with shouts of winning, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be giving, fa la 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 la. Instant games to friends and family, fa la 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 la. Join the joyous cash prize carol, fa la 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 la.
With top prizes up to $500,000, holiday instant games from the Tennessee Lottery make grand gifts. Find them at your nearest Tennessee Lottery retailer today. Please play and gift responsibly.
Located at 5410 Murfreesboro Road in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers is one-stop shopping for all your liquor, beer, and wine needs and has been a multiple winner annually in the Best of Rutherford County voting for Best Liquor Store and Top Wine Shop. Featuring the lowest prices, the best customer service with unsurpassed knowledge, City Slickers offers the largest craft beer selection in Rutherford and southeastern Davidson counties and has beer on tap at its Growler filling station. City Slickers also sells mixers, sodas, snacks, tobacco products, and the Tennessee Lottery, and can place special orders and assist with all your events and even wedding planning. Make sure you follow City Slickers on all their social media or just give them a call at 615-280-7469. That's 615-280-7469. Located in the heart of Laverne, City Slickers.
Have you ever met a single person in your life that enjoys paying taxes? No, no one does. If you can't sleep at night because you have a huge problem with the IRS, I've got some free advice for you. This service is strictly limited to individuals that owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes. And if you qualify, we can guarantee that you won't be writing a big fat check to the IRS, or our services cost you nothing. The first 100 people that call today will get a free tax consultation worth $500. Stop worrying about your IRS problem. We can help you, we promise. Call the tax doctor right now. I mean right now, to learn more.
800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. 800-649-0142. That's 800-649-0142.
You enjoy the thrill of gambling, but what happens when it becomes a problem? Whether you want to cut back or quit gambling altogether, the Gambling Clinic has been helping people change their gambling for over 2 decades. We're here to help, not to judge. The Gambling Clinic is a Tennessee-based clinic offering in-person and telehealth support to help people win back their life. Visit us at thegamblingclinic.com. This project is funded by the Tennessee Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services.
The Jim Rome Show.
I get a lot of vacation. I understand that. However, I don't take a lot of sick days. These things are not one and the same. That was not like I worked 8 straight days or I worked Super Bowl Sunday. I think I'll give myself a day off. I earned it. Hey, and by the way, I could, because I have those days. I pride myself in not taking sick days. I hate that. We usually grind through it. But honestly, it was the right thing. In that case, it was the right thing.
The Jim Rome Show. Weekdays 11 to 2 on Nashville's Sports Radio.
The McFarland Show, broadcasting live in Rutherford County on 107.9 FM.
It's true. I was listening to it on the way to MTSU's press conference today and on the way back home. Back here on the McFarland Show, Darren and Justin here with you. We're live in the Strike and Spare Family Fun Center studio. Having a little trouble right now connecting with Clint Hurdle, who's over at the baseball winter meetings at the Opryland Hotel. Hopefully, we'll be able to connect with him before we get out of here today. But if not, then I don't know. Maybe we'll try tomorrow.
Maybe
we won't. I don't know.
He'll be here.
Looking forward to it, but we'll see. With that being said, down in the borough, who I saw today at the MTSU press conference. Did I just make press conference when they swore in Derek Mason? And let's bring in our buddy Michigan.
Michigan,
what's up?
Good afternoon. Are we young enough to have called that a junket? Was that a press junket? That was today.
Interesting.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. I wasn't there, so I don't know. Was it a junket there? Maybe.
Maybe.
Okay.
It was good to see you today, my friend. It's been a long time since I've seen you.
It has been.
Justin, I'm hurt. I mean, I'm hurt at the narrow gap between the Detroit Lions and a team that literally doesn't have a quarterback. That was offensive. We'll see how it works out this weekend.
Yeah.
When we play the Bears.
It's not this weekend, Michigan. It's January. That's when I'm judging the Lions on. It's unfair, but I judge them based on their history, not their present. It's unfair. I admit it.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I judge the Lions based on their history as well, and they're my favorite team. So I want to talk about what happened at MTSU today. So I've made this call to arms before, so this is going to sound a bit redundant, but to all my fellow Blue Raiders out there, alumni, members of the BRAA, even people who just live in Murfreesboro and maybe haven't been to a lot of sporting events, a lot of people called for some change. There was some change at the top of the football program. I'm going into this with an open mind. I don't really have a history with Derek Mason. Obviously, I knew of him from his time at Vanderbilt. I will say a couple things that I want to really key on that impressed me today. The way he carries himself is very impressive. I will say that. There's some obvious divergences between himself and the coach he's taking over for. not just in age, but in posture and other things as well. Physical stature, just carries himself very, very well, is well presented. His suit game is
now
10 out of 10.
strong.
I mean, 10 out of 10, 5 stars, no notes. I mean, suit game is on point, and that matters. Listen, you're going into people's homes to ostensibly, especially here in the Rutherford County area, tell them why they should, stay at home, why they shouldn't go to UT, why they shouldn't go to Ole Miss, why they shouldn't go to Auburn or UCF or, FAU or, name your program that some of the athletes in Rutherford County have gone to because they haven't elected to play in Floyd Stadium. That's the standard that he spoke to. And that was the second thing that impressed me. Spoke eloquently and at length. I think even specifically mentioned Oakland's head coach, whose name I forget, Creasy.
Kevin Creasy.
Something along those lines, yeah. That is a pipeline that has been, I don't want to say fractured, but it's not been connected. The water has not been flowing smoothly, right, for the last 5 to 7 years. And as we said, offline in person, Darren, I mean, you get 4 to 6 kids from Oakland a year and get them to stay in Murfreesboro, you are playing an entirely different sport in Conference USA, because those players right now are going elsewhere. We know where they're going, and we know maybe why they're going there. It might have, something to do with those 3 little letters we all know about but don't like to talk about, right? That's possible. And resources have to be allocated in that manner, and I'm hopeful that the administration will do that. But the first step was to get someone who will energize the fan base, who will get people excited about the product that's on the field. And you've got an opportunity next year. I don't know what next year is going to look like, but you've got teams coming in here. You've got Duke coming in here. I know Mike Elko left. I know Riley Leonard's leaving, but they just had a really nice year. And there will be eyeballs on that game simply because they had a nice year. You've got both Liberty and New Mexico State, who just played in the conference title game, coming to Murfreesboro next year. If you manage to win even one of those 3 games, then you're starting to make some noise. So I'll let you guys respond off air. I'm energized. I'm excited. Of course, I'm always excited during college basketball season, so that's not a high bar. But I really liked what I heard from Derek today, and he's got my buy-in. He's got the benefit of the doubt from me, and I hope everybody in Murfreesboro gives him a chance and supports the program, which is what they said they would do if we got changes. So changes here. Time to put your money where your mouth is. Thanks, guys.
Say Michigan. Before you get off the line, man, I wanted to ask you the same question I asked another MTSU fan earlier in the show, and that was the difference between and how you really measure success for the program. And you're a good person to speak on this. The athletic director made it very clear that a big reason why they let go of Rick Stockstill was because of his lack of success within the conference. He was going to bowl games. They went to 10 bowl games in 18 years. They were going to bowl games. Is going to bowl games the mark of success for this football team, or is winning conference and conference championships going to be the mark of success for Derek Mason?
I believe it will be winning and competing for conference championships, because we've got – I haven't looked at the bowl schedule. Honestly, guys, I'm too old to look at the bowl schedule. Somebody sent me – it was a meme yesterday, but it fooled me for like 10 seconds. The Ashley Home Furniture Sit-at-Home Bowl between Colorado and Florida. That one that actually got me. I thought that was a real bowl that existed for half a second. There are 5 and 7 teams playing in bowl games. You guys have had this conversation. You're on the radio every day. The meaningfulness of a bowl game appearance is nothing anymore. It doesn't mean what it meant when I was a kid. It was a big deal when I was a kid for Michigan to play in the Rose Bowl, and it meant less for them to play in the Outback. But the Outback or the Citrus was still okay, right? It was still acceptable. I don't consider a bowl game acceptable for this program because so many teams get into bowl games. I want them to compete for a Conference USA championship. That's the standard. Look at the other coaches, in the athletic department, right? What did Kermit do? I know it took him a long time to build it, but look at what Kermit did. We're still talking about that team that beat Michigan State. That was almost a decade ago. What does Rick Insell do every year? He wins the conference. He goes to the NCAA tournament. Look at the women's softball team. Almost won a super regional this past year. Almost beat Alabama, which is an unheard of feat in women's softball for a school the size of Middle Tennessee State. That's the bar. The bar is to win and compete for a conference championship. And that's any alumnus or any member of the Athletic Association, I think, would tell you the same thing.
All right.
And one of the
Thanks,
new
guys.
coaches with the women's softball team is my son's hitting coach, Bryce Brents.
All right.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Have a good day, fellas.
Great seeing you today, man.
Thank you, sir.
It was awesome seeing you, buddy.
Yep, you too, man. He is MTS. That's a guy right there that you want to talk to because he's MTSU through and through.
Well,
I mean, Nick McDevitt came up to him after the press conference and hugged him. He's just an alumnus, but he cares about him, and they need more Michigans.
Yeah.
With that program,
Yeah.
as we know, and that's what Derek Mason's got to find a way to look. I don't think there's any doubt. Not that Rick Stockstill wasn't accessible. He was. Okay.
He was.
I'm not trying
Absolutely, he was.
But Derek Mason, because I know this because he did it as a Vanderbilt coach.
Mhm.
So he was an SEC football coach. I did a weekly with him for years.
Very
Weekly.
visible.
And by the way,
Very
I wasn't
visible.
I wasn't working for the flagship station. Okay.
Yeah.
And he did it weekly, every football season for years.
Yeah.
So Derek Mason will go out there and roll up his sleeves and pound the pavement. I don't know what's the secret sauce. I really don't. I hope this works. I don't know if it's simply winning. I don't know if it's more help from above him. I don't know if it's him out there glad-handing and kissing babies and shaking hands and getting to know all the high school coaches in Rutherford County and bringing in local.
Which he can do all those
It's
things.
probably a combination.
As
The
a matter of
answer
fact,
is,
as a matter of fact, he's already done half of those things.
I know. And I think the answer is it's all the above, no doubt. But, today he was active. They were talking about, filling up Floyd Stadium for home games. And it's like, well, when's the last time that's ever happened?
They're also talking about the renovation and
right,
in 2025
true.
and all that.
No question. So I don't know what the secret sauce is, but I think you should be excited. I've said that all day today. I think it's a great hire. Why was that at the press conference? Because they hired Derek Mason. That's why I was there. Okay? And nothing against some of the other candidates. Nothing against Scotty Waldron, who I think is young, an up-and-coming coach, who just took the helm at UTEP and did a magnificent job at Austin Peay. But being truthful, if they hired Scotty Waldron, we'd have talked about it today. We'd asked for him to come on the show. Probably wouldn't have been at the presser today. But they hired Derek Mason. They got my attention. I was there.
Yeah.
I think you should be excited as an MTSU fan. Now we'll just see what the results. We'll see what the product looks like.
See what he can do.
Right. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah. 'Cause,
Again, he's going to need help.
It's a tough job, but guess what? He's had tough jobs before.
He has.
That job over in West End.
Maybe the toughest in the country, man. It may be the toughest in the country. It may be.
There's an argument to be made.
Justin, you can make the case.
There's an argument to be made.
It's the hardest job. Vanderbilt football may be the hardest job in the country when it comes to FBS.
I'm willing to hear other arguments.
Right?
But yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll take our final break, come back, wrap up hour number one, wrap up Wednesday edition of the McFarland Show. We'll do that next.
Trusted for creative design and committed to both the function and aesthetics of your smile, Jody Jones Dentistry for 26 years has provided a wide range of general and cosmetic dentistry services along Nashville's Music Row and coming soon to Hermitage and Murfreesboro. The Nashville leader for cosmetic dentistry provides a unique luxury environment for patients who want his famous Hollywood smile. Just ask the country music stars, actors, athlete. Yeah, he was 8 years the dentist for the Predators to display his celebrity smile. To learn more, visit JodyJonesDDS.com or call 615-259-5100.
Your brain is an amazing thing, but as you get older, it naturally begins to change, causing a lack of sharpness or even trouble with recall. Thankfully, the breakthrough in Prevagen helps your brain and actually improves memory. The secret is an ingredient originally discovered in jellyfish. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired, Prevagen has been shown to improve memory. A Pharmacy Times national survey of pharmacists rated Prevagen the #1 pharmacist-recommended memory support brand for the 5th year in a row. You can find it in the vitamin aisle in stores everywhere without a prescription. Help your memory. Try Prevagen today. Prevagen. Healthier brain, better life. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
As the weather gets colder, the NFL offers Stay Hot on FanDuel. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. I like putting parlay bets together, hammering the overs, and anytime player touchdown bets always have me on the edge of my seat. So if you're ready to do the same, visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Kentucky. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And now, Tennessee Heat and Air is reminding motorists to slow down on our roadways, keep an eye out for kids at play, and never text and drive. This message is brought to you by Tennessee Heat and Air. For all your residential or commercial heating and air repairs, maintenance, and installations, give the pros a call today at 615-856-3610. 615-856-3610. That's Tennessee Heat and Air, going the extra mile for safety. They're professionals who care.
This is the Greg Vogue and John Burton Show.
Derrick Henry's next.
Yeah, I think this is the first of several moves. I do. I think the Titans realize where they are. I think it's a reality check, and I think there could be more moves. I really do. You wake up one morning and you realize it's time to do some different things here. I think that's what it is, so I don't think they're done dealing.
Greg Vogue and News Channel 5's John Burton, WNSR, Nashville Sports Radio.
You're listening to The McFarland Show live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Nice win by the Preds last night. Got a win in Chicago. Windy City.
Bill Forsberg, man.
He's having a good season.
Man.
By the way, they were really good in the shootout. You rarely see a team go 3 for 3.
Yeah.
They went 3 for 3.
Man.
In the shootout.
Man.
They got the 4-3 victory over the Blackhawks. And in that shootout, that was Connor Bedard's first shootout in his NHL career.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the first. I know, isn't that crazy?
It is. I would think they would have had one by now.
We're 2 months into the regular season.
20 games in, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the first time he's been in a shootout. Well, I guess it's the first time they've been in a shootout.
Yeah.
So Connor Bedard's first NHL shootout.
Very interesting.
Was last night, and made it look pretty easy. By the way, he's really stinking good.
Wow.
Gosh, he's good.
And
he's a baby.
He's 18?
Yeah, he's a baby,
wow.
Justin.
It
kind of makes me mad.
He doesn't even have his man weight on him yet.
No, you're not supposed to be that good at that age. Yeah. Like, come on, you're going against grown men.
Yeah.
And he made it look easy. So Preds skate away with the 4-3 shootout victory over the Blackhawks. Look, say what you want. After a 5-10 start, this team has won 8 out of their last 10 games. They're on fire.
Very good.
They're playing great hockey.
Really good.
And by the way, the whole Tyson Berry thing that I brought up yesterday, like he played last night, but it seems like reading Barry Trotz's quotes, it looks like his shelf life is pretty short here, I think.
The real question, Darren, is what happens with UC Soros if the team continues to win games?
Well, I'd say that UC Soros will remain the goaltender.
I understand, but there was, as you know why I'm bringing this up. There was talk about moving him, a few weeks ago here when the team wasn't playing so well, and now he loses value if you continue to keep him around into next year. If you're talking about moving him ultimately, which I know we got a minute left in the show, and this is a deep conversation. I know, I realize that, but I'm just putting it out there because you were talking about a trade with this team. So
It is, look, if you're looking for the ultimate maximum value, you want him to keep playing well. If that's ultimately what you want to do, is you've got a Scaroff in the pipeline and you feel like it's time to turn it over to him, which I don't know what they're going to do. Then, you're happy because he's playing well. That just means he's driving up his price tag.
They've got time to figure it out.
But, Justin, if they keep playing like this, and there's still a long ways to go. But this is how they do NHL seasons. They do them in fourths, right?
Oh, yeah.
And this is the fourth of their season. And right now, they're 13-12. So they continue playing well. Good things are going to happen. All right, that's going to do it for our show. By the way, they're home tomorrow night against the Lightning. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. Sorry we couldn't catch up to Clint Hurdle. We'll try again tomorrow. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. See you then.
On air and online, Sports Radio WNSR, Brentwood, Nashville.
Sports Radio. This is the Zach Gelb Show. Here's your host, Zach Gelb.
Hour number 3 of our radio program. That's right. It is the Zach Gelb Show on CBS Sports Radio. Now, Stu, I don't see Santa. So Santa now has just brought back, there we go, my man, a plate of food. But we're going to learn a lot about Santa here. Is Santa a team player or is Santa selfish? That's what I'm wondering here, because Santa, during the break, goes out to the company holiday party. He comes back with a plate of food, and I only see one plate. Now, there's a lot on that plate. You kind of look like Vanna White modeling that. So did Santa be the good teammate?
Nope.
No? That's all for his fat ass?
All for him, for sure.
I'll eat some of it. You're welcome to eat my sloppy seconds. There's some shredded chicken.
This is a family radio program. Be careful there, buddy, all right?
Little penne vodka, some mac and cheese.
Can you put that back up for the camera one more time? Because it was kind of tough to see. So you got some penne alla vodka. What else?
Penne vodka right here, a little bit of shredded chicken, a little bit of mac and cheese, some rice and cheese in the middle.
Yeah. By the way, you really do look like you were just at like a shelter or something when I see you holding up that plate and the way that you're dressed right now. You really do look homeless.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Come on. You don't bring us back anything. Stu is working here diligently, making sure that we stay on the air.
I got 2 hands. I got a drink and I got food.
You got a drink too?
Yeah.
You could have sacrificed the drink and got a plate for Stu and I to split. You could at least got me. You owe me dinner from a bet that you lost.
Fine, I'll go get you dinner right now. Great.
You could at least got me dinner.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll go get you dinner.
Well, I know that you're slimy. Santa. Extra penne alla vodka, please. I know he's slimy. Like, I predicted this to Stu when you weren't here on Monday. I said he's not going to make mention of it on Tuesday that you lost the bet because you thought Ohio State was going to get in the playoff over Texas. And this was while Texas was beating the snot out of Oklahoma State. So I don't know what you were doing
Actually,
on your
technically,
Saturday.
it was before Texas.
No,
it was like 21-7 at that time.
That's beating the snot out of them.
21-7 is not beating the snot. Now, the final score was beating the snot.
So you were already making the case where Ohio State would get in over Texas. So I said to Stu on Monday, he's going to weasel his way out of the bet. Like even Brian in the chat and Mendoza, some of these guys, they were like, oh, he's not going to pay up on this bet. I said to Stu, let's not make mention of it on Tuesday. We'll learn a lot about Santa. And then maybe we'll bring it up on either Wednesday or Thursday. And today's Wednesday. So I'm expecting that I'm never going to get this dinner bet, which is fine. But when there is free food right in front of your nose, and you don't even have the kindness in your heart, in that black heart of yours, to bring me some food, we're Stu, poor little old Stu, nice Stu. I'm very disappointed in you.
Extremely disappointed.
Did you or did you not say that you were going out there after the show and hanging out for an hour until the thing was over? There will be food and drinks there as well. Do you want to be filling your face with mac and cheese and pulled chicken
In
while
private,
you're on the air?
yes.
On the air?
In private, yes.
Have a plate sitting there while you're wafting those smells on camera, waiting for the next break in 15 minutes? You think you're not going to be able to eat and just shovel that food in your face? Let's be honest.
Two things.
I was doing you a favor. I didn't want to tempt you with delicious food while you were talking.
Two things.
You're welcome.
Number one.
You're welcome.
Number one, it's the company holiday party food. I doubt with the fine foods that I eat that I'm going to be salivating on the edge of my seat saying, oh, I can't wait another second to have that penne alla vodka. And now Samter is taking that fork and he's shoving that pasta in his mouth. And it looks like he is having the same reaction to a face that he may have when he's in the bedroom making love to his wife. That's the way that it just looks. But it's not just that you didn't bring the food to me. It's more so that you weren't being a team player and you didn't bring it for Stu. Like, I'm more mad that you didn't bring or offer Stu some of that food before you stuff your fat face.
I will be honest. I was planning on doing it. Then I saw Stu leave the studio. I thought he was getting food also. And then I guess he didn't.
No. When did Stu leave the studio during the break?
The exact same time during the break that I left.
Went
He
to
walked
use
out
the
30
restroom.
seconds before me.
Oh, so you were just being antisocial.
No, I had to use the restroom. I've been in there for 5 hours.
I didn't know
had
that
to
he used the bathroom. He left. We were talking about the party. I thought he went to go get
So
food.
still, you didn't get me. You didn't get me. All right? I don't want to be a jerk here, but the name's on the screen. It's the Zach Gelb show. You don't bring the host any food.